Complete 21-day English Fluency Challenge to improve your English speaking skills and develop your speaking fluency, which is very important. If you do all the tasks for 21 days, you are going to get so much better at English speaking. Hi everyone, my name is Shalima and welcome back to my another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me. Well, today I have something for you that is going to change your fluency game because I have 21 days English fluency challenge for all of you. This 21 days challenge will give you immense upliftment in your English learning journey. So your English will be, elevated and you will be speaking fluent English and you will see a huge improvement if you take up this 21 days English fluency challenge. And this is something that I have created in a manner which is easy to take up. If you are a working professional, you will be able to do it. If you are a student, you will be able to do it. If you are a beginner, you will be able to do it. And you have lots and lots of other tasks, something that is keeping you engaged, and you are wondering how to take it. You will be able to take it and you will be able to do it. So are you guys ready for this 21 days challenge? If you are ready, please let me know in the comment section that you are ready to take 21 days challenge from today onwards. Alright, so before beginning, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the lessons that I post for you on this channel. Please like the video if you like it and share the video with your friends, with your loved ones, with the person who need this stuff. Alright, now coming back to today's lesson. The 21 days fluency challenge, you can say it's a plan, it's a challenge that you need to take up another challenge in our challenge series. I have launched a lot of challenges before. The 6-week challenge, I have created 100 days challenge and many more challenges. There is a playlist, okay, you can check them out, and today I brought now the 21 days challenge, or you can see 3 weeks challenge. This is going to be divided into 3 parts. Okay, week 1 task, week 2 task and week 3 task. The 3-week task, 21 days task to improve your English speaking journey. There is a complete plan that you have to follow and I'm going to tell you. So what are we waiting for? Okay, so let's begin with the week number 1. Okay, so what you are supposed to do during the 7 days, in 1 week. Okay, so let's talk about the week number 1. Week number 1 will consist of active listening plus vocabulary hunt. Okay, there will be 2 tasks which are divided: active listening plus vocabulary hunt. Okay, so let's begin with the active listening. So what you are supposed to do during active listening? Active listening, that means your whole attention should be on the task of listening. You have to spare a time where you are going to be engaged in 15 minutes of listening. I can say active listening. You have to pay attention towards each and every phrase, each and every word, the sound, pronunciation, everything. Alright guys, your complete mind is engaged with that particular audio. Your complete attention is to the audio. Okay, now you can take up an audio or also you can take up a video for this task, because the main thing is that you have to listen to something. Listening, active listening, even if you are taking up a video from YouTube, that is totally fine. You can even turn on the captions for better understanding of what is being said. But guys, here I would recommend you not to turn on the subtitles for the first time. Okay, you are listening to the particular video. What you can do is you can listen to it once, okay, then once again, and then at that particular time you can turn on the subtitles, okay, but don't turn on the subtitles in a very beginning. All right, like for the first time you are watching it, watch it completely without the subtitles. Got my point? And you have to be very careful about every word that is coming across. If there is a new word, note it down. Okay, if there is a new phrase, note it down. If there is a phrase that you have heard before and you remember it, note it down to separately. Okay, so take up a particular diary, or you can take the copy, or you can take the notebook also. You can take up a diary. What you can do is you can open it, you can create two columns, okay, where in one column you can write new words and phrases, in other column you can write known words and known phrases, the words and the phrases you are already familiar with. Okay, now in this particular column, the known words and the known phrases, you are not going to write simple phrases like long time no see, okay, the simple type of phrases that exist, okay. No, you are not going to do that simple words vocabulary. No, that's not a thing, something that is kind of advanced. Okay, now you know about it, write it. That is what you have to do. All right, for example, let's take one example, the word apprehensive. Okay, now apprehensive is not a very common word, apprehensive. For example, like table, like chair, or maybe like walk, run. Okay, it's a simple word like that. Apprehensive is a kind of advanced vocabulary word. You know about this word, you know the meaning, you already know it. Okay, now you come across it once again, you are recognizing it. Oh, I know about this word apprehensive. Write it down. You have to write it down. Okay, you are coming across a totally new word. For example, dilemma. Write down. Okay, so write it down, the new phrases, or you already known advanced words. That what you have to do is note down, but this is something that you are going to attempt in the second listening. You have to give 2 rounds of listening, right? I have already told you earlier, guys, that you have to go through 2 rounds of listening. Listening number 1 is going to be where you are not going to turn on any kind of subtitles, any kind of captions, no transcript, nothing. All right, your complete focus must be on listening. That's your active listening. All right, listen to each and every word. Do not note down anything in this particular listening, okay, which I am talking for listening 1, which is called active listening. Intentionally, that means your complete focus is on listening, because once you do active listening, a lot of words, a lot of things that you are listening to, the sentence, the phrases, they are going to be there in your mind. You are feeding them to your subconscious mind. Okay, and it's very important to do that. You are not only feeding them to your subconscious mind, but also to your conscious mind, because now you are deliberately listening to them. You are deliberately thinking about it. When you listen to it, it resonates in your mind. Do you know, once you listen to something, you are actually also thinking that particular thing in your mind without even realizing. That happens. Yes, so this is what you are doing. When you are doing active listening, whatever you are grasping, you are solidifying it for the later use. You will be able to use it more comfortably if you are listening to it actively, because you are listening to it with the intention of learning. All right, that you have to grasp it. So that's what you are supposed to do now. Okay, now in the listening number 2, okay, listening number 2 is going to be the task number 2 of week 1. Okay, that's vocabulary hunt. In vocabulary hunt, what you are supposed to do is, I have told you the word which are new to you, the words which are known to you, new words and known words, a list of new words and known words. Alright, that's very important. That is something you are supposed to do. So, listen to it once again. You can turn on the subtitles, you can turn on the captions. You can also take up a transcript if it is a podcast, if it is an audio that you are listening to. Okay, so take that up. You can take the help of this particular thing while listening so that you can understand the word in a better way. You got it, guys? Now here I am giving you the freedom to use it, the subtitles and all that, in order to do your vocabulary hunting, so that you can understand which words are new and which words are known words. Okay, note them down. That is it. Okay, that is what you are supposed to do. I think this complete process is hardly going to take you 20 to 25 minutes. For example, on an average, you are taking a 10 minutes video, alright? A 10-minute audio, you have to go through two rounds of listening. And in those 2 rounds of listening, you are doing your complete task. So, for 20 to 30 minutes are going to be dedicated approximately in week 1. Okay, now you are creating a solid base for your English. You got it? Believe me, guys, do this during week 1 week, and week number 2 is going to be comfortable week for you. Alright, so I am going to keep things very comfortable, flexible. There are again going to be 2 tasks in week number 2. Okay, so task number 1 is passive listening. Okay, you have to listen to anything passively, listen to the content in English. Now, how do you listen to something passively? This is the question, right? For example, you are watching a movie, okay? Watch it because you are engaged in the story of that particular movie. Do not just skip the story and turn on the subtitles. And focus on each and every word, each and every phrases. If you are just enjoying the movie, having a good time with your family, you have turned on the movie, you are listening to English, right? That's a passive form of listening. For example, you are doing your work, okay, you are doing your work, you are doing some kind of maybe household work, maybe you are doing some kind of other work, maybe you are doing your office work, okay, so you are working out, okay, now you are at, maybe you are at gym and you are listening to English songs. That means you are doing passive listening at that time. Okay, you are engaged in some kind of activity. All right, you are doing gym and you are listening. It can be a physical activity, it can be anything, it can be work, it can be anything, guys. And you are doing that with a particular thing, and you are also listening to the song, and you are listening to an English song. This is a passive form of listening. So you are not, compromising on your time. Rather, you are, utilizing the time to feed some English content to your subconscious mind. Now, you might not actually realize a lot of words during this particular process because you are doing passive listening. Okay, but what you are doing is you are feeding content to your subconscious mind, which is important, which is crucial. Passive listening is also important because this makes you comfortable in listening to English. You must become comfortable with a language. That's very important. And passive listening allows you to become comfortable with a language, especially listening to a particular language. Alright? Because, guys, listening is important until and unless you don't understand what and whatever you are listening, how you are going to respond. For example, you are in a conversation. If it is not able to understand, okay, what the speaker is saying, how would you respond? Listening is important, guys, We cannot neglect listening in English, because listening is a skill and listening is also a form of intaking good content in English. So passive listening is something that I would recommend you guys. Listen to a song, listen to a speech, listen to a podcast, listen to the religion speeches, okay, and you are driving, while you are working out, while you are in a metro, maybe while you are doing some other work, other task, where you can take the liberty to listen to some good English content. Do it while watching movie for fun, Sunday weekend. So that is what you are supposed to do, watching movie not for English learning, but watching an English movie to spend time with friends and family. So in that manner you are doing passive listening. All right, so you are also having a good time to good time, or I can say a great weekend, and you are also listening to English content. Two things are going to side by side, right? So it's like killing two birds with one stone. This is an idiom, I have always used this. So that's what you are doing, so that this is a particular thing, this is your passive listening. Now the task number 2 in week 2, okay, next 7 days in your speaking practice. So you have to dedicate 5 minutes, 5 minutes every day for the next days to your speaking practice. And that's very important. Speaking practice is extremely important, guys. You know why? Because you have done a lot of active listening in the week, okay. So week number 1, you have done a lot of vocabulary hunting. That means you know a lot of words, right? You have made a list of words, you have interacted with a lot of language. Now you know how to speak it. You have interacted with the sound, with the pronunciation, everything. So you can do the speaking, okay, practice. That you are supposed to do is to take out 5 minutes every day. Every day in the evening you can do that and describe your whole day. Very simple task, okay. So you do not have to go here and there, what to speak, how to speak. Although if you want to challenge up your speaking practice, you can take one of my speaking practice techniques. So here is the 9 different speaking practice techniques. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can do this. You can take up one of the technique, you can take up one different technique every day and practice your English speaking skills, okay. That is going to give you an immense improvement, and this is going to help you a lot. You can do that. Otherwise, if you are looking for something easy, if you are looking for something, I can say flexible, then simply take out 5 minutes and describe your whole day in English, okay. That is what you are supposed to do as a part of your speaking practice. Describe your complete day, your daily routine. So do that. Whatever happened throughout the day, narrate it, speak it out loud, do your speaking practice, and this is going to help you to improve your speaking skills. Now guys, let's talk about the week number 3, okay. So the week number 3 is the last week, the last 7 days of this particular challenge of 21 days ride, divided into 3 parts. Now this is the last set of 7 days, week number 3, and the task number 1. Week 3 is active vocabulary. Remember vocabulary, not listening vocabulary, okay. Active vocabulary, we are done with active listening in the week, okay. So now week number 1, and if you are remember, we did vocabulary hunting at that particular time. So this is the time you have to take up all the words that were known and the words that were new, unknown, I can say to you. The new words, take up the list, and you must have around 15, 20 or 25 or 30 minutes, 30 words, depending on how many words you can across, how much you can take up from that particular audio. I would suggest coming across in totally 5 words. every day, but it depends on you how much you can take. Okay, and it would be very beneficial, guys. You will have around 35 words, right? So this is extremely beneficial if you have around 30 to 35 words combined. Okay, so known and unknown combined I'm taking about, so that's fine. Okay, so combined, if you have 35 words, excellent, you have done a great job during your vocabulary hunting phase. Okay, so now that's over. Okay, so week number 3 is active vocabulary. Whatever vocabulary you have learned, you are learning, you need to make it active. Okay, I have talked about active vocabulary a lot. What is active vocabulary, how to make it active, I have already talked about it. This is a lot on this channel, because day before yesterday also I have just talked about the vocabulary. Okay, so we have so many lessons on active vocabulary. I am going to tell you a task in this particular challenge which would help you to turn all these words into your active vocabulary. So all the words would get converted in your active vocabulary. So what is active vocabulary, guys? Active vocabulary is something that you can use easily, okay, readily. Whenever you want to speak English, you will be able to use it. You will be able to use English, and this is something that is going to give you confidence to speak, because if you have confidence in using a particular word, you can use it, you can speak it. If you really don't know how to use a new word, how are you going to speak it now, right? So how are you going to use it in that particular sentence? And this is going to be difficult. It's, I can say, really difficult, right? So this is what active vocabulary is supposed to be: words that you can use easily and that are usable for you. For example, I will give you one example here. The word lazy is very easy to use. A lot of people might use it easily in a sentence. But the word lethargic is a synonym, yet it's very difficult. A lot of people might be uncomfortable using it, right? So they know the meaning, you know the meaning, lethargic, right? But using it in a sentence is a challenging, because this is not in your active vocabulary. So that is the difference. You need to convert all the 35 words, 30 words or 25 words, however many words you have come across, you have to convert them into your active vocabulary, and that is something that you are supposed to do for that. All right, so what you are supposed to do is you have to write the meaning and two example sentences for all the unknown words, so that you have come across. Check into Cambridge dictionary, whatever the dictionary you have, and almost everyone phones are having the dictionary, right? So from that they understand the meaning. Write it down. Also write two example sentences of your own related to that particular word. Now the known word that you already know, the known words, what to do about them. You have to also check the meaning. Do not write the meaning if you don't want to, because I am sure that you have heard them before. You know a little bit of the meaning. Okay, it's just a revision for you. All right, so now revision, right? So in revision phase, what you are supposed to do is, because you have heard in your school also revision, right? So what you are supposed to do here is to check out the meaning and write example sentences for them. So for the new word that you are supposed to do is you have to write the meaning and two examples sentences, right? The meaning and two example sentences that you are supposed to write, and for all the known words just two example sentences. That is what you are supposed to do. Okay, write two example sentences. This whole process would take your 10 to 15 minutes, or I can say 20 minutes, around 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, I'm saying this because all the 35 and 30 words are supposed to be broken down into 7 days. Not supposed to do all the task, okay, related to all the words on day 1. So if you are trying to cram up the words on day number 1, 35 words together. This is not going to work. Rather, if you take up 5 words every day, on average 5 words on day number 1, and then 5 words on day number 2, 5 words on day number 3. So if you take it up in this manner, it will be really easy for you guys to just dedicate 20 minutes and improve your vocabulary, English vocabulary, convert everything into your active vocabulary. Alright, so isn't that amazing? I think it is amazing. So now the task number 2 for week 3 is a speaking practice. Okay, once again speaking practice, because why are we doing everything? Because we want to speak, we want to improve our speaking skills in English, right? So that is why we are learning English, that is why we are doing all the tasks, that is why we are taking up the challenge to improve our speaking. So task number 2 is going to be your speaking practice. Okay, and this is really crucial, guys. Now in this speaking practice, what you are supposed to do in this particular week, in the speaking practice, you are supposed to take up a topic and speak on that particular topic. Okay, speak on a topic. So 7 days, 7 topics. Your 7 days, 7 topics are going to be really easy to find. From where to find all the topics, okay, and how to do it. So you can choose any topic to speak in English. For Google, you will get a lot of topic as your choice, as per your choice. So you can just do the practice. Okay, you can get a good dose of English speaking practice. I am telling you guys all the points on which you can create content. For example, I am taking about your favorite cuisine. So from which region it belongs, what are the components, why do you like it, when did you first came across it, and what's the best dish in that particular cuisine. So these are the guidelines I am telling you guys about the topic. Alright, so through these guidelines you can create so much content to speak on and practice English speaking. So day 7 topics, you have to practice your English speaking skills. So this was the complete 21 days challenge. Because so if you do all the tasks for 24 days, you are going to get so much better at English speaking. Believe me guys, you are going to see a huge improvement. So what you are waiting for to start with this 3 weeks, I can say 21 to English challenge. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you like the video, please give thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe my channel. So thanks for watching. Bye bye, take care.